Welcome back to Oakfield Farm for episode 9 with me, MrSealyp. So field 42 is complete, and as part of my farm management responsibilities, I have a responsibility to the farmers around the local area and to Sir David. That's why I will be implementing some lawn management services. I will be going around the local area and providing grass cutting for anybody who requires it, whether it's lawns, whether it's stray bits of ground, whatever it might be. And here's the thing, this is going to be quite a short episode, only because I wanted to show you something, almost like a little mini guide to grass and where to find it. That's the thing. When I started off, I was panicking, and I grassed field 9 because I was worried I wouldn't have enough grass. I then bought field 14 because I was worried I wouldn't have enough grass. And actually, as it turns out, I may not have needed to worry. The problem is, and there are a couple of minor problems. One, the people in the local area need their grass cutting. Farmers do, edges of fields, those kind of things. It needs to be cut back. Some farmers will do it themselves, but I can provide that service. My fee, I get to keep the grass. Doesn't cost them a penny. I cut the grass down and I get to keep it. What I do with it is entirely up to me. So they're quite happy with that whole business proposal. Some of the people who need their lawns cut, when I say lawns, small fields, little areas where, you know, they're hard to get to. And when I say hard to get to, you'll see what I mean in a moment. I'm going to travel around very, very quickly, and you may know about some of these, you may not. You may know about all of them, and that's fine. But I just thought I'd give you a quick whiz round and show you where they all are. Now, obviously, the first two, which I've kind of mentioned already, with a little bit of grass there. I mean, literally cut everything, anywhere you can find grass. If you're going to do silage bales, if you're going to cut grass to put into the bunker silos to make into chaff, however you're going to do it, cut everything you can cut, because, you know, why wouldn't you? There's obviously the sheep pasture, which is round here behind the farmhouse, and that's a big field, so you know what, cut it, why not? There's the field just behind the dairy, which is the cow pasture, cut that. There is field 10, just whiz over and have a look in here. There is field 10, which is at the top of the cow pasture, arrow pointing to that. Now obviously field 9 next to that I have grassed, but actually it turns out I probably needn't have bothered. So let's go, follow my direction, and we'll go and find a few. Now, a couple of these I've pointed out already. Mitch sent me a picture of a couple of them, which I didn't know about, and again, it was that kind of thing, well, I hadn't really looked, but as I'm travelling around the map looking for different things, I've now become more aware of blind spots, I suppose you want to call it. Areas where there appears on the map to be nothing there. Some trees and bits and bobs like that. So I thought, well, I'll have a look, because you never know, do you? And in all honesty, I'm glad I did. So we'll go across this field here. Yeah, this field here. Which I believe is field something. I'm going to put that on. That's going to make life a lot easier, isn't it? So I mentioned this in the last episode, and I kind of showed it. I've lost the entrance. Here we go. So we've got this rather large grass strip just here. This is at the top of field 43. And there's enough grass here. You can do a fair bit down the side. Now, I don't know with some of these areas. My grass hasn't fully grown yet. I'm hoping by spring 5, maybe even spring 6, the grass will be grown enough that I can actually cut. But there's a lot of grass up here. That some of these areas will allow you to cut them. It may say you don't own this field. I don't know. So it's going to be chancing your arm a little bit. And if you're a purist, if you're one of those people that love everything to be just, you know, as realistic as possible, there's a couple of things you're going to absolutely hate about doing this. But if you need the grass, now I've come to an agreement with the landowners. Like I say, I take the grass away. It doesn't cost them a penny for me to cut it. I just get to keep the grass. So they don't mind a little bit of, let's call it hedge destruction, shall we? A tiny bit of hedge destruction. We'll be there in a moment. So, if we look to our right now, if I can get past these trees, just here, we have a field. Just here. Nobody owns it. Well, I mean, say nobody owns it. The people around here own it. It belongs to one of the farms here. But what I mean is you can't buy it. There's a fence there, so I can't go through the fence. Obviously, there's a little bit of grass there. Can cut their lawn too. Only a small amount, but every little helps, as they say. So if I now turn back on myself, down the little lane that takes me to field 3, and this is the bit I'm talking about. If you don't like the whole, oh, now this one might have a fence all the way around it. I'm pretty sure if I go into this field here, 46, I can come back on myself. Give me a second. Right, so I've come into field 46, and this is the bit that you, like I say, people are not going to like, but it depends how desperately you need grass or not. If I just go through the hedge, I mean, it's light hedge there, there's not a lot there. I've got a field here. I can actually do some grass work on it. It's not a bad sized field. I'm helping out the local community, remember. That's one. So for the purposes of doing this at the moment, just allow for the fact I'm going through hedges. I know it's going to be annoying certain people, and that's just unfortunately the way it is. Now, if I go through this hedge here, but then I go through this next hedge above it, here, the houses just to the left there have given me permission to cut their grass. There's quite a bit of grass here too. Very, very nice. If I go through the next hedge just up here, and there are no gates to these, that's why unfortunately the hedge work becomes necessary. This one here is quite a size. I have to say, quite a size. Remember, I'm providing a service. You're going to get a lot of grass off here. Now, I'm hoping when the grass has grown and I come up here with mowers, one, that I can get through the hedges with the mowers on, but two, it doesn't say you don't own this field. If it does, all of this could have ended up being a complete waste of time. But that's 3 fields straight off the bat that you can definitely mow, helping out the community and all of that. So back onto the main stretch. I'm going to head over now towards field, I'm trying to think, was it field 5? Yeah, the lane at field 5. We'll head down the lane. There's a few bits I want to show you along there. Now, most of these fields that you can use, apart from the ones at the cow pasture and the sheep pasture, are all on the right hand side of the main road that runs up. So the main road that runs up, the kind of spine up the middle of the map, just left of the middle of the map. Most of these fields are on the right hand side, and they're all areas of natural beauty, areas that we can use. So bear with me a minute and I will see you there momentarily. So I'm now on the lane up by field 5, which I own. Field 35, if you've watched the last few episodes, you'll be fully aware that just north of field 35 and east of field 33 you have this field, which I have ploughed and cultivated, and is going to become my soybean field. Free fields, people. These are all free fields. I'm hoping there's not going to be an update and Sir David decides that these are off limits. I really hope not. But anyway, if we go right up the full length of field 33A, which I've aptly named it because it runs alongside of field 33, we come to, keep going, what I'm going to call field 32A, because on the side of field 32 this also is a grass field, and a rather large one. Now, I can't remember what farmer owns field 32. We will go and have a look. But again, it's grass work, needs to be done. I think this field's been kind of left fallow for another year, and then that will be used by the farmer the following year. If I go across to field 32, we can find out what farmer it belongs to. Eric, Mr. Roberts. So I'm helping Mr. Roberts out by doing that field. Now, I've got to orientate myself now so I don't miss any. Right, I remember, now I'm going straight for it. That's perfect. If you look on this map now, directly in front of me, heading west, I'll be heading towards, across field 31, towards 30 and 29. There's a little triangle there with it looks like one big tree. It's not one big tree, but we are going to head there now. So directly across here. And pick a low spot in the hedge. That's not a hedge, that's the fence, so we can't do anything about that bit. Come along the little track here. If we go through the hedge here, and I know again it's through the hedge, but you know, needs must and all that. Look at all this lovely grass. This is in that little triangle, which is where we are now. We go round the little bit of trees here to sweep down the hill, but it's all grass, and it goes all the way around here. Again, fingers crossed it doesn't say you don't own this field. I'm hoping this is going to be okay. So there we go, there's another one, but there's more. If we go through this hedge here and up past field 30, I know this is what I usually do, I don't normally go through hedges and that kind of stuff, but I just feel on this map, if you need to make money doing silage bales, getting enough grass and stuff. Now I'm now at the top of field 30, I'm at the top of the map pretty much, but there's a bit of a boundary. If I go up now to the boundary, which is just there, I do still have all of this strip here. This strip here, I'm at the northern edge of the map, up by field 30, runs right the way across there. Absolutely wonderful. I keep going, and I go through the hedge here, above field 29. There's all of this here. The hidden grass fields of Gloucestershire. Or Gloucestershire, depending on how you say it. I've always said Gloucestershire. I live in Hertfordshire. Should be Hertfordshire. But, okay, so, that's some more. But there's more. if I'm going the right way, which I might not be actually. Let's get onto the lane, because at the moment I'm just trundling across. Oh, didn't see the fence there. Hidden amongst the hedgerows. Should be right now. Onto the track, and off we go. Right, back to the main road, the little lane that runs down from field 5, that's where I'm heading now. So, just up here, there's a little house. This is one that I think I mentioned in one of the other episodes. I'm at field 34, my field, and these are two that I think Mitch mentioned to me. You've got this grass area here that belongs to the farm just there. You can get into, you go up into their main gate, and then you can come around. That's all grass you can cut. Then we've got the actual horse. Do you call it a pasture? Horse meadow, horse field. I don't know what I'd have to look that up. So we are just at 6 Furlong Stables, which is just here on the left of 6 Furlong Stables. And again, I think I mentioned it in one of the other episodes, but this is one of the ones I mentioned. Got this lovely grass area. Now, yeah, it's hilly. It's not going to be easy to do, but it is grass. It belongs to 6 Furlong Stables, and I believe it's where the horses get to run free and enjoy their lives. There's a gate that opens. It's one of the ones that has a gate, so you know, that helps. So if we just swing in here, without hitting the trees, fence posts, anything right. So this field here, we can cut. We're helping out. There are no horses, was the word I was looking for. No horses in there at the moment, so you can cut all of that. If I swing round, there's this strip here that runs down the side of field 40. This is the other one that Mitch mentioned. This runs all the way down the side of field 40 down towards the chicken coops and Oak Glen Farm. That can all be cut. Now interestingly, and I don't know if I mentioned this in my first look, I'm not sure, but this track comes down here, sweeps down this little dip and up to the side, all very, very lovely. We come up here to this lovely little gate and the track continues, but this gate doesn't open, which is mildly irritating, but not a problem. If I hop that gate, we've got this entire grass area here that runs along the side of field 40, and this goes right up over the top, and if I put the bigger map on, it goes right over and it joins up. There's a track that runs, well, this track here, and it joins up with the track by field 52, which is where I put the sunflower in the last episode. So all of this grass area here that runs alongside and by this track all the way over to field 52 is all grass that you can cut. It's all free. It's incredible. There's loads of it. So I'll be honest with you, absolutely no shortage of grass. All of these areas, I am saying can be cut. Like I say, I need to wait now. Now I wanted to show you this now because it's 10:37, day 4, mid-spring. My weather forecast for tomorrow is for rain. How long it's going to rain for, I don't know. And when the grass is going to be ready for cutting, I don't know. I didn't want to wait and then find... Spooky. I didn't want to wait and then find that tomorrow, when I start to do it and think, let's go and cut grass, it pours with rain constantly. I haven't got the nice weather to go around and show you all the lovely grass areas. Now, there are obviously grass strips around the sides of fields and things like that. But all of the ones I've just shown you, provided the mowers will work on them, and we will test that out once the grass has grown, they're all free. I needn't have bought field 14. I needn't have sown field 9 with grass, because I think I'm going to be okay. I'm going to try and do some grass for chaff and put that into a bunker silo. I'm going to do some silage bales. I'm going to do grass. I'm going to do hay. Enough to feed the sheep and prepare for cows whenever I get that. Now if you really absolutely had to, although there's a fence all the way around it, yeah. The chicken coop, actually while I'm here, hop the fence, let's collect the eggs. Now this is the other thing, I said about using the Profi hopper, there's that little mower. If you can get it into the field, because once the grass grows, finding the eggs amongst all of this is going to prove a little bit harder. Hopefully most of them are going to be on these open patches here, but if they're in amongst the grass it's going to be a little bit harder. But I've got some more eggs. But 11, I think it's 11, roughly 11 pounds, euros or dollars I think you can get for eggs. They're worth their weight in gold. Oh, there we go. Yeah, most of them I think are in these areas, so we should be able to find them, no problem at all. I don't think there is a gate. If it is, it doesn't open. No, so that might be a little bit trickier to get a mower in here, but it would be a bit excessive. How much grass do you need if you're actually going to mow the grass in the chicken coop? But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. And like I said, I know this is a short episode. It's not like the normal episodes I do. I just wanted to show this as kind of part of Oakfield Farm, what I have found and what I'm looking for, and I'm hoping once I hit that stage where the grass can actually be cut, we can go and try some of those areas, and hopefully it doesn't come up with that horrible message saying you don't own this field. If it does, might just cry a little bit, but we'll see. It's even a little bit there if you needed to. It's not that the field prices are expensive. You can pick up the grass fields relatively inexpensively. There's a couple of the bigger ones that cost a little bit more. But at the end of the day, if it's free, then why not? And, you know, like I say, I'm helping out the community. I'm cutting their grass, providing a service, keeping it all nicely manicured, and it's not costing them a penny. I just get to take it all away. How lucky am I? So, as I head back towards the farm through Coberley, that is the end of this shorter episode. Next episode is going to be probably, I'm thinking, day 5, late spring. We'll see what the grass situation is. Hopefully it's not going to rain all day. There are no real grass areas over this side of the map. I'm now heading more towards the western side of the map, which are kind of free. I think they're all pretty much, look at that view, little river running down the middle, and it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But there you go. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. You may be just of the opinion, you know what, I'd rather just buy a massive grass field and do it all in one hit, and that may well be the case. That's entirely up to you, but I just think if it's there and you can use it, and if you get kind of, not bogged down, but if you're really focused on doing your fields and getting everything ready, you might not have had the chance to just have a drive around the map and find these little locations. You might not even thought to look in some of those locations, but there they are. They're there, and hopefully once we're ready to cut grass, it will allow us to, and we shouldn't have a problem then with feed for the animals through the winter. That's the plan. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it useful. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Don't forget to hit that bell if you want notifications for when my videos get posted. But whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.